Hey guys, Brandon Stoll here with Backwoods Boys Life, and today we're going to have another trapping video. Today's trapping video is going to be on removing scent from traps, and we're going to be doing that using baking soda and boiling water. I'll show you guys how it works. When your traps come stock from the factory, usually in China or Korea, or if you have American-made traps that are around here, they'll typically come with a coating on them, like a steel protectant coating. And they have all kinds of oils and scent from the factory that you don't want to introduce into your sets. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these traps, we're going to boil them in water, kind of get them up to a boiling temperature, near boiling, and we're going to add some baking soda. I'm just going to use regular baking soda. This is a pretty simple process, but I'm just going to show you guys how we do it and what they look like when they're all done. So stay tuned. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is get things all America and start lighting fires. Make sure you use safety. Yeah, you can get up, buddy. Don't blow yourself up. And make sure your tank and everything is in a safe location and you're ventilated, kind of like we are here. Okay, so we got pretty good temperature coming up here now. Not quite boiling or anything like that. We're gonna take our baking soda, go ahead and pop it in here. You use a pretty generous amount. They make some trap scrubbers and trap cleaners. I'm guessing that it's pretty much just baking soda, but then they put like a trapping price on it. So if I were you, I would just use baking soda. Does the same thing, has a good effect on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these in here. I'm gonna explain to you a little bit so you guys can see. Get my camera focused here. You see that shiny coloration right there, and these have been just kind of barely rusted on with a little bit of a salt spray on. You can see that shiny coloration. Well, that's going to go away really quick here with the baking soda, along with all the grease and everything else. This one here had a little bit better rust pattern on it. Got a little bit more of a salt bath. This one will take dye really nice. And then also, don't forget your anchoring systems. I use the Wolfang anchor systems. Those, along with the quick disconnects or whatever you're going to use to connect them to, like anything that goes on the trap, should go in here. And it's just good practice. It's going to remove any kind of scent from that item. So, whew, it's getting hot. So we're going to let that go. There's no magic number. You know, some people say, oh, you need to run it for a half hour, hour. You know, we're just gonna let it go for probably about half hour, 45 minutes. Just kind of at a slow deal. You're not cooking the trap, so you don't need to get it like rocking, boiling, crazy, because you could possibly damage the traps if it was too hot. I know it'd probably be rare, but it's not good for some of that tempered steel to get, you know, really, really hot. So at least I've been told anyway. I'm not a machinist, so. We'll just kind of get it right around that boiling area, kind of go up and down from boiling, and you know, we'll kind of take it from there. So we'll catch up we'll see what kind of progress we got going on here in just a little bit. All right, here's the last step. Got a whole boil pot here. All the oils are going to be on the top, and all the scent's going to be on the top. So make sure you pour it out. Don't pull the traps up through pot. Always dump it out. I'll show you what this looks like. Alright guys, so we got them out of the pot. Like I said, kind of a key thing there, when you pour that pot off, like I said, all those oils are going to be at the top of the pot. And so if you pick the trap up out of the water and you basically you know, move it through all that oil and all that scent, you're just going to be putting it back on the trap. Can you do that? Yeah, I would recommend it. I've always just, you know, had a good practice of pouring out the pot, getting rid of all the junk, and then I'll take the traps out of the pot. It's just a lot better deal. So anyway, these things are still steaming pretty hot. I'm going to show you guys a little difference here, or what this baking soda formula really does. So you can see right here, and I'll let my camera kind of focus in. You guys remember from before how shiny that was. That baking soda really puts a coating on there, and not only is it coated, but you know, it's removed a lot of the scent and added nothing else to it. Another thing that's really nice about this, with this matte finishing like this, it's kind of a matte finish, I guess. But oh, thank you. Eli's always helping me. It will take a trap die a lot better now. These traps aren't really rusty. I'm not a big believer in just like throwing your traps out and letting them sit in the rain and rust in order to take trap die. You know, I think that's something that's naturally going to occur over years after using. So I'm going to put some trap die on these. They're still going to be a little bit, they're going to have a little bit of a metal look to them. That's fine. Throughout the years after using them for a while, they'll accrue more rust naturally. But I'm not really about accelerating the destruction of my traps, you know, using a lot of putting a lot of rust on them. It's also a lot to clean out on them, and they can kind of get a little weird functioning wise if they're too rusty. So the MB550, it took this really well. They don't come with a lot of shine or galvalume on them, and you can see that cast jaw really takes that baking soda coverage really good. And then the you know, my Wolfang anchors, you know, and my quick disconnects, you know, normally those are kind of shiny and they have scent on them, and now they don't. So, and I'm using trapping gloves to hold these right now. So, you know, all that, it's pretty good. These traps are going to be pretty much ready to go. I think we'll probably go ahead and we'll do a trap die on these, just to kind of show the difference in what I use, and that kind of roll into another video. Try to get these out to you guys. So, you got your flashlight? Mm-hmm. Got your hearing protection. Eli always wears his hearing protection whenever we do anything in the shop. He's very safety conscious. So anyway, like always, I'm Brandon Storr with Backwoods Boys Life. We'll see you on the next video.